Welcome to Wisdom AudioBooks. Have you ever paused to wonder why you're here on this earth? What is the deeper purpose that drives your life? Discovering your life purpose has the power to transform your existence, turning everyday moments into a meaningful journey filled with joy, fulfillment, and a profound sense of belonging. Tune in now to begin your transformation. Today, we're diving into one of the most profound topics: how to find your life purpose. Before we begin, let me ask you three important questions. Are you feeling lost or unsure about what truly matters in your life? Do you wake up every morning wondering if there's more to life than just routine? Are you struggling to find clarity about your passions, talents, and goals? If any of these resonate with you, know that you're not alone. Many people, just like you, have walked this path before. They've faced uncertainty, confusion, and even fear. But they also discovered their purpose, and so can you. The audiobook, How to Find Your Life Purpose, is written and published by Wisdom AudioBooks. This isn't just another self-help guide. It's a roadmap designed to help you uncover your unique purpose, align your actions with your values, and live a life filled with meaning and joy. By the end of this audiobook, you'll have practical tools, actionable insights, and inspiring stories to guide you on your journey. Whether you're young and searching for direction, in the middle of a career transition, or simply seeking deeper fulfillment, this audiobook will empower you to take control of your life and create the future you desire. So, stay with us until the end. Let's embark on this transformative journey together. As the great Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The future depends on what you do today." Your wisdom journey starts here. Chapter 1. Understanding Life Purpose, Why It Matters. In this chapter, we'll explore the concept of life purpose and why it's essential for your happiness and fulfillment. You'll learn how having a clear purpose can transform your life and give you direction. As Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and renowned psychiatrist, once said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." Today, we'll uncover what that why truly means for you. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're just going through the motions of life? Like you're stuck on a treadmill, running endlessly but getting nowhere? If so, you're not alone. Many people, perhaps even most of us, go through phases where we feel disconnected from our deeper sense of meaning. But here's the good news. Understanding your life purpose can change everything. It can turn confusion into clarity, frustration into focus, and stagnation into momentum. In this chapter, we'll break down what life purpose really is, why it matters so much, and some common misconceptions that might be holding you back. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clearer understanding of why finding your purpose is not just a luxury. It's a necessity for living a fulfilling life. So, let's get started. 1. What is life purpose? Let's begin with the most fundamental question. What exactly is life purpose? At its core, life purpose is the deep sense of meaning that guides your actions, decisions, and aspirations. It's not just about achieving success or wealth. It's about living in alignment with your values and contributing something meaningful to the world. Think of your life purpose as the North Star that guides you through the chaos of life. It's the reason you wake up in the morning, the driving force behind your goals, and the foundation of your legacy. Without a clear sense of purpose, life can feel aimless, overwhelming, and unfulfilling. But when you discover your purpose, everything changes. Suddenly, challenges become opportunities, setbacks become lessons, and every day becomes an opportunity to grow and contribute. A definition. Your life purpose is the unique contribution you're here to make, whether it's through your relationships, your work, your creativity, or your service to others. It's the answer to the question, why am I here? But here's the thing. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It could be as simple as being a loving parent, mentoring others, or creating art that inspires. The key is that it resonates deeply with who you are. The examples of people who found their purpose. To illustrate this, let's look at some real-life examples of individuals who discovered their purpose and transformed their lives, and the lives of others, in the process. Malala Yousafzai. Malala Yousafzai is a powerful example of someone who found her purpose early in life. Growing up in Pakistan, she faced immense challenges, including threats to her life, simply because she wanted girls to have access to education. Her purpose became crystal clear: to fight for the rights of girls everywhere to receive an education. Today, Malala is a global advocate for education, and her story reminds us that purpose often emerges from adversity. Steve Jobs. Another iconic figure is Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. His purpose was to create technology that simplified and enriched people's lives. He famously said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." Jobs didn't just build products. He built experiences that changed the way we interact with the world. His life is a testament to the power of aligning your work with your purpose. And Nick Vujicic. Then there's Nick Vujicic, an Australian motivational speaker born without arms or legs. Despite his physical limitations, Nick discovered his purpose: to inspire others to embrace life fully. Through his speeches and books, he has touched millions of lives worldwide, proving that purpose can turn adversity into opportunity. Nick's story teaches us that purpose isn't about what you lack, it's about what you can give. Why is it personal? One of the most important things to understand about life purpose is that it's deeply personal. Your purpose is unique to you. It's shaped by your experiences, talents, passions, and values. For some, purpose might mean building a business that solves a pressing problem. For others, it might mean raising a family, volunteering in the community, or pursuing a creative passion. Here's a powerful quote from Howard Thurman, a philosopher and civil rights leader. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and go do that, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. This is such an important reminder that your purpose doesn't have to be about changing the entire world, it's about bringing your authentic self to the world. Exercise for reflection. Take a moment to reflect on this. What activities make you lose track of time? What moments in your life have brought you the most joy and fulfillment? These clues will help you start uncovering your purpose. Don't worry if it feels unclear right now, we'll dive deeper into this in the next chapter. 2. Why does life purpose matter? Now that we've explored what life purpose is, let's dive into why it matters so much. You might be wondering, is having a purpose really that important? Can I just live day by day and figure things out as I go? The short answer is yes, you can, but without a clear sense of purpose, life often feels like wandering in the dark. Having a purpose isn't just a nice-to-have. It's a fundamental need for living a fulfilling, meaningful, and resilient life. Scientific evidence. Let's start with the science. Research has shown that people who live with a strong sense of purpose tend to be happier, healthier, and more resilient. A groundbreaking study published in the journal Psychological Science followed over 6,000 participants and found that those with a clear sense of purpose lived longer and experienced fewer health issues compared to those who lacked purpose. Why is this the case? Because purpose gives you a reason to take care of yourself, stay motivated, and overcome challenges. Another fascinating study from the University of Michigan revealed that individuals with a strong sense of purpose were less likely to suffer from chronic illnesses such as heart disease and diabetes. They also reported higher levels of mental well-being and lower rates of depression. Purpose acts as a buffer against stress, giving you the resilience to navigate life's ups and downs. Think about it, when you have a why, you're more likely to push through difficult times. As Friedrich Nietzsche famously said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." Purpose gives you the strength to endure hardships because you know your struggles are part of something bigger than yourself. The real-life impact. To bring this to life, let's look at some real-world examples of how purpose transforms lives. and Nick Vujicic. We briefly mentioned Nick Vujicic earlier, but his story deserves a deeper dive. Born without arms or legs, Nick faced immense physical and emotional challenges growing up. He struggled with feelings of worthlessness and even contemplated suicide. But one day, he realized his purpose: to inspire others to embrace life fully, no matter their circumstances. Today, Nick travels the world as a motivational speaker, sharing his message of hope and resilience. His purpose didn't just change his life, it touched millions of others. Malala Yousafzai. Malala's story is another powerful example. Imagine being a young girl in Pakistan, standing up for girls' education in the face of extreme danger. Malala could have chosen to stay silent, but her purpose gave her the courage to speak out, even when it cost her dearly. Her unwavering commitment to her purpose not only saved her life, but also inspired a global movement for education equality. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs once said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do." Jobs' purpose wasn't just about building products. It was about creating tools that empowered people to unleash their creativity. His purpose drove him to innovate relentlessly, even when faced with setbacks like being fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. Ultimately, his purpose led to revolutionary products like the iPhone, which changed the way we live and communicate. The benefits of living with purpose. So, what are the tangible benefits of living with purpose? Let's break them down. Clarity. Purpose acts as a compass, helping you make decisions that align with your values. When you know your why, it becomes easier to say no to distractions and focus on what truly matters. A motivation. When you have a clear purpose, motivation comes naturally. You don't need external validation because your internal drive keeps you moving forward. As Tony Robbins once said, "The only impossible journey is the one you never begin." Purpose gives you the courage to take that first step. A fulfillment. Purpose brings joy and satisfaction, no matter how big or small your achievements may seem. It's not about reaching a destination, it's about enjoying the journey. As Maya Angelou wisely put it, nothing will work unless you do. Purpose gives you the energy to keep working toward your dreams. A resilience. Life is full of challenges, but purpose gives you the strength to persevere. When you know your struggles are part of something bigger, it's easier to keep going. As Helen Keller said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Purpose turns life into an adventure worth pursuing. Exercise for reflection. Take a moment to reflect on this. How would your life change if you woke up every day knowing exactly why you're here? What would it feel like to live with clarity, motivation, and fulfillment? These questions aren't just hypothetical, they're the foundation of discovering your purpose. In the next section, we'll address some common misconceptions that might be holding you back from finding your why. 3 common misconceptions about life purpose. Before we move forward, let's address some common misconceptions about life purpose. These myths often hold people back from discovering their true calling. If you've ever felt confused or discouraged while searching for your purpose, chances are one of these misconceptions is playing a role. A myth 1. Purpose is only for extraordinary people. One of the biggest misconceptions is that only extraordinary individuals, like celebrities, inventors, or leaders, have a purpose. Many people believe that unless they're changing the world on a massive scale, their lives lack meaning. But nothing could be further from the truth. Take, for example, a teacher who spends decades shaping young minds. Their impact might not make headlines, but it's profound and lasting. Or consider a nurse who dedicates her life to caring for patients. Her purpose isn't glamorous, but it's deeply meaningful. Purpose isn't about fame or recognition, it's about contributing in a way that feels authentic to you. As Mother Teresa once said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." Your purpose doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be genuine. A myth 2. You must find your purpose early in life. Another common myth is that if you haven't figured out your purpose by a certain age, say your 20s or 30s, you've missed your chance. This belief can create immense pressure and lead to feelings of failure or inadequacy. The truth is, purpose evolves over time. Colonel Sanders didn't start KFC until he was 65 years old. Before that, he tried his hand at various jobs, from farming to selling insurance, without much success. It wasn't until later in life that he discovered his purpose, sharing his secret recipe for fried chicken with the world. Today, KFC is a global phenomenon, proving that it's never too late to find your calling. Your journey to finding purpose can happen at any stage of life. Whether you're 18 or 80, there's always an opportunity to discover what makes you come alive. As Carl Jung wisely said, the afternoon of life is just as full of meaning as the morning, only its meaning and purpose are different. A myth 3. Purpose is static and unchangeable. Many people believe that once you find your purpose, it's set in stone and will guide you for the rest of your life. While it's true that some people find a lifelong purpose, for most of us, purpose evolves as we grow and change. Think about someone like Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, she worked as a news anchor, but she didn't feel fulfilled. It wasn't until she transitioned to talk shows that she discovered her true purpose, empowering others through storytelling and connection. Over the years, her purpose has expanded to include philanthropy, education, and personal development. Her journey reminds us that purpose isn't a fixed destination, it's a dynamic process. Embrace the fluidity of purpose. As you gain new experiences, develop new skills, and encounter new challenges, your understanding of your purpose may shift. And that's okay. As Rumi, the Persian poet, once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Sometimes, it's through change and transformation that we discover our deepest sense of meaning. Key insight. Purpose isn't something you stumble upon overnight. It's cultivated over time through self-reflection, exploration, and action. Don't let these misconceptions hold you back. Instead, approach your search for purpose with curiosity and openness. Remember, the journey itself is part of the purpose. Exercise for reflection. Take a moment to reflect on this. Which of these misconceptions have you believed in the past? How have they influenced your search for purpose? Letting go of these limiting beliefs is the first step toward discovering your true calling. In the next section, we'll wrap up Chapter 1 with a key takeaway to help you move forward with clarity and confidence. 4. Key takeaway. To wrap up Chapter 1, let's revisit the key insights we've uncovered about life purpose. Understanding your purpose isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's a transformative process that can reshape how you view yourself and your place in the world. A purpose is personal. Your purpose is unique to you. It's not about comparing yourself to others or trying to live up to societal expectations. It's about embracing who you are and finding ways to contribute authentically. As Howard Thurman said, don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and go do that. Your purpose is already within you, it's just waiting to be discovered. Purpose evolves. Your purpose isn't static, it grows and changes as you do. Whether you're 20, 40, or 60, there's always an opportunity to redefine what matters most to you. Don't let fear or self-doubt keep you stuck. Instead, approach life with curiosity and openness, knowing that every experience shapes your understanding of your purpose. Purpose brings fulfillment. Living with purpose transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary ones. It gives you clarity when you're faced with tough decisions, motivation when you feel like giving up, and resilience when life gets hard. Remember, purpose isn't about perfection, it's about progress. As Brené Brown beautifully puts it, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Actionable step. Before we move on to Chapter 2, I want to leave you with a simple exercise. Take out a piece of paper or open a note on your phone and write down 3 things that make you feel alive. These could be activities, moments, or even feelings. For example, maybe you love helping others, creating art, or solving problems. These clues will guide you toward your purpose. Keep this list somewhere visible. It's the first step on your journey to discovering your why. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into identifying your passions and talents, the building blocks of your purpose. But for now, take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed today. You're already one step closer to uncovering the meaning and fulfillment you've been searching for. Remember, your purpose isn't something you find, it's something you create through action, reflection, and growth. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, the future depends on what you do today. So, take that first step today. Your wisdom journey continues. Chapter 2. Identifying your passions and talent. In this chapter, we'll dive into one of the most exciting parts of your journey, identifying your passions and talent. These are the building blocks of your purpose, the things that make you feel alive, energized, and uniquely you. Think about it. When you're passionate about something, time seems to fly by. When you use your talents, you feel a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. Together, your passions and talents form the foundation of a life driven by purpose. As Steve Jobs famously said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Today, we'll explore how to uncover what you love and what you're good at, and how to connect them in meaningful ways. In this chapter, we'll cover 3 key areas: exploring your passions, recognizing your talents, and connecting the two to uncover your unique contribution to the world. By the end of this chapter, you'll have actionable tools to help you identify the core elements of your purpose. So, let's get started. 1. Exploring your passions. Let's begin with the first step, exploring your passions. Your passions are the things that ignite a fire within you, the activities, ideas, or causes that make you feel truly alive. But here's the thing. Many people struggle to identify their passions because they've been conditioned to focus on practicality rather than joy. They ask themselves, what should I do? Instead of, what do I love? What are passions? Passions are the things that bring you deep satisfaction and joy. They're the activities you do even if no one paid you or praised you for them. For some, passion might be painting, writing, or playing music. For others, it could be teaching, mentoring, or solving problems. Your passions are deeply personal. They reflect what makes your heart sing. Why are passions important? Passions are the fuel that drives your purpose. When you're passionate about something, you're more likely to stay motivated, overcome challenges, and push through setbacks. As Confucius once said, choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. While this quote might sound idealistic, it holds a profound truth. When your work aligns with your passions, it doesn't feel like a chore, it feels like a calling. The exercise. What makes you lose track of time? To start uncovering your passions, try this simple exercise. Think about the last time you lost track of time. What were you doing? Were you reading, cooking, hiking, or brainstorming ideas? Write down any activity that made you forget about the outside world, even if it seems small or insignificant. These moments are clues to your passions. Common barriers to discovering passions. Sometimes, identifying your passions isn't as straightforward as it seems. Here are some common barriers that might be holding you back. A fear of judgment. Many people suppress their passions because they're afraid of being judged. For example, someone who loves painting might hesitate to pursue it because they worry others won't take them seriously. But remember, your passions don't need validation from anyone else. They're yours to embrace. Overwhelmed by choices. With so many possibilities out there, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You might think, how do I know which passion is the right one? The truth is, there's no single right passion. Start by exploring what excites you today, and trust that your path will unfold over time. A misalignment with expectations. Societal or familial expectations can sometimes steer us away from our true passions. For instance, someone might love photography but feel pressured to pursue a stable career in accounting. If this resonates with you, ask yourself, what would I do if I weren't afraid of disappointing others? This question can help you reconnect with your authentic desires. A real-life example, J.K. Rowling. To illustrate the power of passion, let's look at the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before becoming one of the most successful authors in history, Rowling faced immense challenges, including poverty and depression. But she had one thing that kept her going: her passion for storytelling. She wrote the first Harry Potter book while sitting in a cafe, struggling to make ends meet. Her passion didn't just change her life, it touched millions of readers worldwide. Key insight: your passions are already inside you, they're just waiting to be rediscovered. Don't worry if they seem unclear at first. Passion often reveals itself gradually, through exploration and experimentation. As Elizabeth Gilbert, author of Eat, Pray, Love, once said, curiosity is the secret to a fulfilling life. Stay curious, and let your passions guide you. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What activities make you feel energized and alive? Write down at least 3 things that come to mind. Keep this list handy. It's the first step toward uncovering your passions. 2. Recognizing your talent. Now that we've explored your passions, let's move on to the second key element of your purpose: recognizing your talents. While passions are what you love to do, talents are what you're naturally good at. Together, they form a powerful combination that can guide you toward a fulfilling life. What are talents? Talents are the skills and abilities that come easily to you, often without much effort or formal training. They're the things people often compliment you on or ask for your help with. For example, you might have a talent for public speaking, problem-solving, organizing events, or empathizing with others. These talents are part of what makes you unique. It's important to note that talents aren't just about being good at something, they're about how you approach tasks and interact with the world. Some people have a natural ability to connect with others, while others excel at analytical thinking or creative expression. Your talents are like your personal toolkit, ready to be used in service of your purpose. Why are talents important? Your talents are the foundation of your confidence and competence. When you use your talents, you feel capable and valued. As Maya Angelou once said, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Your talents give you the ability to do better, to contribute meaningfully and make an impact in areas where you naturally excel. Moreover, talents are often the bridge between your passions and your purpose. For instance, if you're passionate about helping others and have a talent for communication, you might find purpose in becoming a counselor, teacher, or motivational speaker. By aligning your talents with your passions, you create a life that feels both joyful and impactful. Exercise. What do others compliment you on? To uncover your talents, try this exercise. Think about the compliments you've received from friends, family, or colleagues. What do people consistently say you're good at? For example, someone might tell you, "You're such a great listener," or "You always know how to solve problems." Write down these observations. They're clues to your natural strengths. Common barriers to recognizing talents. Many people struggle to recognize their talents because they take them for granted. If something comes easily to you, you might assume it's not special or valuable. But here's the truth. What feels easy to you might be incredibly difficult for someone else. Let's explore some common barriers to recognizing your talents. Underestimating yourself. You might dismiss your talents because they seem ordinary to you. For example, if you're naturally organized, you might think, anyone can do this. But the reality is, not everyone can, and your ability to organize could be a game changer for those around you. Focusing on weaknesses. In school and work environments, we're often taught to focus on improving our weaknesses rather than nurturing our strength. While self-improvement is valuable, it's equally important to celebrate and leverage what you're already good at. As Albert Einstein famously said, "Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." Focus on your strengths, and you'll unlock your full potential. A fear of standing out. Some people shy away from recognizing their talents because they don't want to appear arrogant or different. But acknowledging your strengths isn't about ego, it's about authenticity. When you embrace your talents, you give yourself permission to shine and inspire others to do the same. A real-life example, Serena Williams. To bring this to life, let's look at the story of Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. From a young age, Serena displayed a natural talent for the sport. Her father recognized her potential and nurtured her skills through rigorous training. But even with her immense talent, Serena faced countless challenges, including injuries and criticism. Yet, she continued to hone her craft and use her talents to break barriers in the world of sport. Today, she's not only celebrated for her athletic achievements but also for her resilience and leadership. Key insight: your talents are gifts that you were born with, but they're also tools that you can develop and refine over time. Don't underestimate their value. As Oprah Winfrey once said, "Your gift is your art. And when you find it, honor it, nurture it, and share it with the world." Your talents are your gift to the world. Embrace them fully. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What are 3 things you're naturally good at? Write them down and think about how you can use these talents more intentionally in your daily life. This simple act of recognition can help you build confidence and clarity as you continue your journey. 3. Connecting passions and talent. Now that you've explored your passions and recognized your talents, it's time to bring them together. This is where the magic happens. When you align what you love with what you're good at, you unlock the potential to live a purpose-driven life. As Aristotle once said, "Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation." Let's dive into how you can connect your passions and talents to uncover your unique contribution to the world. But why is alignment important? Think of your passions and talents as 2 sides of the same coin. Your passions fuel your motivation, while your talents provide the skills to turn your dreams into reality. When these 2 elements align, you create a powerful synergy that drives both personal fulfillment and meaningful impact. For example, imagine someone who is passionate about environmental conservation and has a talent for public speaking. By combining these 2 strengths, they could become an influential advocate for sustainability, inspiring others to take action. Or consider someone who loves teaching and excels at simplifying complex ideas. They might find purpose in becoming an educator or creating educational content that empowers others. Alignment doesn't mean perfection, it means progress. You don't have to be the best at something to make a difference. What matters is that you're using your unique combination of passions and talents to contribute in a way that feels authentic to you. Exercise. The Passion-Talent Matrix. To help you connect your passions and talents, let's use a simple tool called the Passion-Talent Matrix. Here's how it works. Step 1. List your passions and talent. Take the lists you created earlier, one of your passions and one of your talents, and write them down side by side. Step 2. Look for overlap. Ask yourself, are there any passions that naturally align with your talents? For example, if you're passionate about art and talented at drawing, these 2 elements clearly overlap. If you're passionate about helping people and talented at listening, you might consider roles like counseling or coaching. Step 3. Brainstorm possibilities. Once you've identified overlaps, brainstorm ways to combine them. Think about how you can use your talents to serve your passions. For instance, if you're passionate about fitness and talented at motivating others, you might explore becoming a personal trainer or wellness coach. Step 4. Experiment and iterate. Remember, finding alignment is a process. Don't be afraid to experiment with different combinations and see what resonates most with you. Start small. Try volunteering, taking a class, or working on a side project. Over time, you'll discover what truly lights you up. A real-life example, Elon Musk. Let's look at the story of Elon Musk, one of the most innovative entrepreneurs of our time. Musk is deeply passionate about solving humanity's biggest challenges, from climate change to space exploration. At the same time, he possesses extraordinary talents in engineering, problem-solving, and visionary thinking. By combining his passions with his talents, Musk has built companies like Tesla and SpaceX, which are transforming industries and shaping the future of our planet. Musk's journey wasn't without challenges. He faced countless failures and setbacks along the way. But his alignment of passion and talent gave him the resilience to keep going. As he once said, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor." His story reminds us that purpose isn't just about doing what's easy, it's about doing what's meaningful. Key insight: connecting your passions and talents is like building a bridge between your heart and your mind. It allows you to pursue work that feels both joyful and impactful. As Steve Jobs famously said, "People with passion can change the world for the better." When you align your passions and talents, you become a force for positive change, not just in your own life but in the lives of others. Actionable step. Before we wrap up this section, I want you to take action. Using the Passion Talent Matrix, identify 1 or 2 areas where your passions and talents overlap. Then, write down one small step you can take today to explore this alignment further. For example, if you're passionate about writing and talented at storytelling, you might start a blog or journal. If you're passionate about health and talented at cooking, you might try creating healthy recipes to share with friends and family. These small actions can lead to big discoveries over time. 4. Key takeaway. As we wrap up this chapter, let's revisit the key insights we've uncovered about identifying your passions and talents and how to connect them to uncover your purpose. Passions are your fuel. Your passions are what make you feel alive. They're the activities that bring you joy, energy, and a sense of meaning. Don't dismiss them as just hobbies. They're clues to your deeper calling. Talents are your tools. Your talents are the skills and strengths that come naturally to you. They're your unique gifts to the world, and they give you the confidence to take action on your passions. Alignment creates purpose. When you align your passions with your talents, you create a powerful combination that drives both personal fulfillment and meaningful impact. As Confucius once said, "Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life." This alignment is the foundation of a purpose-driven life. The actionable reminder. Remember, discovering your purpose isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. Keep exploring, experimenting, and iterating. Start small and trust that every step you take brings you closer to uncovering your true calling. In the next chapter, we'll tackle one of the biggest challenges on this journey: overcoming obstacles to finding your purpose. But for now, take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed today. You're already building the foundation for a life filled with passion, talent, and purpose. 5. A real-life story of inspiration: the journey of Malala Yousafzai. To close this chapter, I want to share a real-life story that beautifully illustrates the power of aligning passions and talents to create a purpose-driven life. This is the story of Malala Yousafzai, a young woman whose unwavering commitment to her purpose has inspired millions around the world. Discovering her passion. Malala grew up in Pakistan's Swat Valley, where girls' access to education was severely restricted by the Taliban. From a young age, she developed a deep passion for learning and a belief in the transformative power of education. Despite the dangers surrounding her, she refused to stay silent. Writing under a pseudonym for the BBC, she began sharing her experiences as a girl trying to attend school in a region hostile to female education. Recognizing her talent, Malala had a natural talent for storytelling and advocacy. Her words were not only courageous but also deeply moving, capturing the hearts of people worldwide. She used her voice to highlight the struggles of girls like her, girls who dreamed of an education but were denied the opportunity. Connecting passion and talent. Malala's purpose emerged from the intersection of her passion for education and her talent for advocacy. When she survived an assassination attempt by the Taliban at just 15 years old, her resolve only grew stronger. She transformed her personal trauma into a global mission, founding the Malala Fund to advocate for girls' education worldwide. Her impact and legacy. Today, Malala is the youngest ever Nobel Peace Prize laureate, a symbol of resilience and a beacon of hope for millions. Her story reminds us that purpose isn't just about what we do, it's about why we do it. By aligning her passion for education with her talent for advocacy, Malala has created a legacy that transcends borders and generations. A key lesson. Malala's journey teaches us that purpose often emerges from adversity. It's not always easy to find, but when you do, it can become your greatest source of strength. As Malala herself once said, "One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world." Your passions and talents, no matter how small they may seem, have the power to make a difference. Chapter 3. Overcoming Obstacles to Finding Your Purpose. In this chapter, we'll tackle one of the most challenging aspects of finding your purpose, overcoming the obstacles that stand in your way. Whether it's fear, confusion, or external pressures, these barriers can make the journey feel overwhelming. But here's the good news. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. By understanding and addressing these challenges, you'll be better equipped to move forward with clarity and confidence. We'll explore 3 common obstacles: fear of failure, lack of clarity, and external expectations, and provide practical strategies to help you overcome them. By the end of this chapter, you'll have actionable tools to break through these barriers and continue your journey toward discovering your purpose. 1. Fear of failure. Let's start with one of the biggest obstacles people face when searching for their purpose: the fear of failure. This fear can paralyze you, keeping you stuck in your comfort zone and preventing you from taking the necessary steps to uncover your true calling. What is fear of failure? Fear of failure is the anxiety or dread of not succeeding, of making mistakes, or of being judged by others. It often stems from a deep-seated need for perfection or approval. For many, this fear feels like an invisible wall, blocking them from pursuing their passions and talents. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process. As Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Every misstep brings you closer to what truly works for you. How fear of failure holds you back. When you're afraid of failing, you might avoid taking risks, trying new things, or stepping outside your comfort zone. You might stay in a job you dislike because it feels safe, or hesitate to pursue a passion project because you're worried it won't succeed. Over time, this fear can erode your confidence and leave you feeling stuck. For example, imagine someone who dreams of starting their own business but fears they'll fail and lose everything. They might spend years working in a corporate job they hate, all because they're too afraid to take the leap. But the reality is, staying stuck is its own kind of failure, a failure to live authentically and pursue what truly matters to you. A real-life example, Walt Disney. To illustrate how failure can lead to success, let's look at the story of Walt Disney. Before becoming one of the most iconic figures in entertainment history, Disney faced numerous failures. He was fired from a newspaper job because he lacked imagination. His first animation studio went bankrupt. Even Mickey Mouse, his most famous creation, was initially rejected by distributors. But Disney didn't let failure stop him. Instead, he used it as fuel to innovate and persevere. Today, the Walt Disney Company is a global powerhouse, inspiring millions through its stories and characters. Disney's journey reminds us that failure isn't the end, it's often the beginning of something extraordinary. The strategies to overcome fear of failure. If fear of failure is holding you back, here are some strategies to help you move forward. Reframe failure as feedback. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of your worth, view it as valuable feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this knowledge to improve? Start small and build momentum. Big goals can feel overwhelming, so break them into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if you're afraid to write a book, start by writing a single paragraph. Small wins build confidence and reduce fear over time. Visualize success, not failure. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, imagine what success would look like. How will you feel when you achieve your goal? Visualization can help shift your mindset from fear to excitement. Embrace imperfection. Perfectionism is often a mask for fear of failure. Remember, done is better than perfect. As Seth Godin once said, the only thing worse than starting and failing is not starting at all. Key insight. Fear of failure is natural, but it doesn't have to control you. By reframing failure as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock, you can transform fear into fuel for growth. As Nelson Mandela once said, I never lose. I either win or learn. Let this mindset guide you as you navigate your journey. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What's one fear that's holding you back from pursuing your purpose? Write it down, and then brainstorm one small action you can take to confront that fear. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, commit to sharing your thoughts in a small group setting. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. 2. Lack of clarity. The second obstacle we'll explore is lack of clarity, a common challenge that leaves many people feeling stuck or unsure about their next step. When you don't have a clear sense of direction, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or even paralyzed by indecision. But what is lack of clarity? Lack of clarity occurs when you're unsure about what truly matters to you, what your passions are, or how to align them with your talent. It's like standing at a crossroads without a map, unsure which path to take. This uncertainty can stem from external distractions, internal doubts, or simply not taking the time to reflect deeply on your values and desires. But here's the key insight. Clarity doesn't come from waiting for answers, it comes from taking action. As Marie Forleo, a renowned life coach, once said, clarity comes from engagement, not thought. In other words, the more you explore and experiment, the clearer your path will become. But why does lack of clarity happen? There are several reasons why people struggle with clarity. Let's break them down. Overwhelmed by choices. In today's world, we're bombarded with options, career paths, hobbies, lifestyles, and more. While having choices is a privilege, it can also lead to decision fatigue. You might find yourself asking, which path is the right one? The paradox of choice can make it harder to commit to any single direction. A fear of commitment. Sometimes, lack of clarity is rooted in a fear of making the wrong decision. You might worry that choosing one path means closing the door on others. This fear can keep you stuck in a state of perpetual indecision and neglecting self-reflection. Clarity requires introspection, but many people avoid spending time alone with their thoughts. They fill their days with distractions, social media, work, entertainment, instead of pausing to ask themselves, what do I truly want? A real-life example, Oprah Winfrey. To understand how clarity can emerge from confusion, let's look at the story of Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, Oprah faced immense challenges and uncertainty. She was fired from her first job as a television anchor because she wasn't fit for TV. Instead of giving up, she took time to reflect on her strengths and passions. She realized that her true purpose was to connect with people, share stories, and inspire change. This clarity guided her journey from local news reporter to global media icon. Oprah's story teaches us that clarity often comes after periods of struggle and self-discovery. By embracing the process of exploration, she found her unique path. The strategies to overcome lack of clarity. If you're struggling with clarity, here are some strategies to help you gain focus and direction. Ask yourself powerful questions. Start by asking yourself questions that dig deep into your values and desires. For example, what activities make me feel most alive? What impact do I want to have on the world? Who do I admire and why? These questions can help you uncover hidden insights about yourself. Create space for reflection. Set aside dedicated time each week to reflect on your goals, progress, and feelings. Journaling is a powerful tool for this. Write freely about your thoughts, dreams, and fears. Over time, patterns will emerge that reveal what truly matters to you. Experiment and explore. Don't wait for clarity to strike, create it through action. Try new activities, take classes, or volunteer in areas that interest you. Each experience will bring you closer to understanding what resonates with you. To simplify your focus. Instead of trying to figure out your entire life at once, focus on one area at a time. For example, if you're unsure about your career, start by identifying one skill you'd like to develop or one project you'd like to pursue. Small, focused steps can lead to big breakthroughs. Key insight. Clarity isn't something you find, it's something you create. By engaging in self-reflection, experimentation, and action, you'll gradually uncover the path that feels right for you. As Rumi wisely said, as you start to walk on the way appears. Trust the process, and know that every step you take brings you closer to clarity. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What's one area of your life where you currently feel unclear or uncertain? Write it down, and then identify one small step you can take to explore that area further. For example, if you're unsure about your career, research a role that interests you or reach out to someone in that field for advice. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. 3. External expectations. The third obstacle we'll explore is external expectations, one of the most pervasive and challenging barriers to finding your purpose. Whether it's pressure from family, societal norms, or cultural expectations, these outside influences can cloud your judgment and steer you away from what truly matters to you. What are external expectations? External expectations are the beliefs, standards, or demands imposed on you by others. They often come in the form of advice, criticism, or even well-meaning encouragement. For example, your parents might expect you to pursue a stable career like medicine or law, even if your heart lies elsewhere. Or society might tell you that success is defined by wealth, status, or material possessions. While these expectations may stem from love or concern, they can create immense pressure to conform. Over time, this pressure can lead to feelings of resentment, frustration, or a sense of living someone else's life instead of your own. But why do external expectations hold you back? External expectations are powerful because they tap into our deep-seated need for approval and belonging. From a young age, we're conditioned to seek validation from others, whether it's from parents, teachers, peers, or society at large. This need for approval can make it difficult to prioritize your own desires and values. For instance, imagine someone who dreams of becoming an artist but feels pressured to pursue a more practical career like accounting. They might spend years climbing the corporate ladder, only to realize they've sacrificed their true passion for the sake of meeting others' expectations. By then, the weight of regret can feel overwhelming. A real-life example, Vincent van Gogh. To illustrate the impact of external expectations and how to overcome them, let's look at the story of Vincent van Gogh. During his lifetime, Van Gogh faced immense criticism and rejection for his unconventional art style. His family and society at large dismissed his work as impractical and unworthy. Despite this, Van Gogh stayed true to his vision, pouring his heart and soul into his paintings. Today, Van Gogh is celebrated as one of the greatest artists in history, with masterpieces like Starry Night inspiring millions worldwide. His story reminds us that staying true to yourself, even in the face of external pressure, can lead to extraordinary outcomes. As he once wrote in a letter to his brother Theo, "I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream." Van Gogh's courage to follow his inner voice is a testament to the power of authenticity. The strategies to overcome external expectations. If external expectations are holding you back, here are some strategies to help you reclaim your sense of self and align with your true purpose. Identify the source of pressure. Start by identifying where the pressure is coming from. Is it your family, friends, colleagues, or societal norms? Write down the specific expectations you feel and ask yourself, are these truly aligned with my values and desires, or are they someone else's agenda? Set boundaries with love. It's important to communicate your boundaries clearly while maintaining respect for those around you. For example, if your parents expect you to pursue a certain career, you might say, "I understand your concerns, but this is what truly fulfills me. I hope you can support me in following my dreams." Focus on your inner compass. Instead of seeking approval from others, turn inward and listen to your own voice. Ask yourself, what makes me feel proud and fulfilled? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Trust that your inner compass will guide you toward what's right for you. Surround yourself with supportive people. Not everyone will understand or support your journey, and that's okay. Seek out mentors, friends, or communities who encourage you to be authentic and pursue your purpose. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can help counteract the weight of external expectations. Embrace imperfection in others' eyes. Remember, you don't need to meet everyone's standards to live a meaningful life. As Brené Brown famously said, authenticity is a collection of choices that we have to make every day. It's about the choice to show up and be real. Choose authenticity over perfection, even if it means disappointing others. 4. Key takeaway. As we wrap up this chapter, let's revisit the key insights we've uncovered about overcoming obstacles to finding your purpose. A fear of failure. Failure isn't something to fear, it's a stepping stone to success. By reframing failure as feedback and embracing imperfection, you can transform fear into fuel for growth. A lack of clarity. Clarity doesn't come from waiting, it comes from action. Through self-reflection, experimentation, and focused steps, you'll gradually uncover the path that feels right for you. The external expectations. While external pressures are inevitable, they don't have to define your journey. By staying true to your values and trusting your inner compass, you can break free from societal norms and live authentically. The actionable reminder. Remember, every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. By addressing these challenges head-on, you're not just finding your purpose, you're building resilience, confidence, and a deeper understanding of yourself. As Helen Keller once said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Let this mindset guide you as you continue your journey. 5. A real-life story of inspiration. The journey of J.K. Rowling. To close this chapter, I want to share a story that beautifully illustrates how one person overcame fear, lack of clarity, and external expectations to find her purpose. This is the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, a woman whose journey reminds us that purpose often emerges from adversity. Facing fear of failure. Before becoming one of the most successful authors in history, J.K. Rowling faced immense personal and professional challenges. As a single mother living on welfare, she struggled with poverty, depression, and self-doubt. She was terrified of failing, not just as a writer, but as a parent. Yet, instead of letting fear paralyze her, she used it as motivation to keep writing. She once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." Her courage to face failure head-on became the foundation of her success. A navigating lack of clarity. At the start of her journey, Rowling didn't have a clear roadmap for her life. She was unsure if her story about a boy wizard would resonate with readers. But instead of waiting for clarity, she took action. She wrote whenever she could, on napkins, scraps of paper, and during her daughter's naps. Through consistent effort, she transformed her vague ideas into a fully realized world that captivated millions. Overcoming external expectations. Rowling faced significant criticism and rejection early in her career. 12 publishers turned down her manuscript before Bloomsbury finally agreed to publish it, and even then, they advised her to get a day job because writing children's books wouldn't pay the bills. Despite this, Rowling stayed true to her vision. She believed in her story and refused to let others dictate her path. Today, the Harry Potter series has sold over 500 million copies worldwide and inspired countless adaptations, theme parks, and fan communities. Her impact and legacy. Rowling's journey teaches us that purpose often emerges when we dare to defy expectations and embrace uncertainty. By facing her fears, persisting through confusion, and staying true to her passion, she created a legacy that transcends generations. As she once said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." Her story reminds us that our darkest moments can become the catalysts for our greatest achievements. A key lesson. J.K. Rowling's story is a powerful reminder that obstacles are not the end of the road, they're opportunities for transformation. Whether you're battling fear, seeking clarity, or resisting external pressures, know that your struggles can lead to something extraordinary. As Maya Angelou wisely said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated." Let this inspire you to persevere on your own journey. Chapter 4. Creating a Purpose-Driven Life Plan. In this chapter, we'll focus on turning your purpose into action by creating a purpose-driven life plan. Discovering your passions, talents, and overcoming obstacles is just the beginning. To truly live a meaningful life, you need a roadmap, a clear plan that aligns your daily actions with your deeper purpose. We'll explore 3 key areas: setting clear goals, building habits that support your purpose, and measuring your progress. By the end of this chapter, you'll have practical tools to design a life that reflects your values, fulfills your potential, and brings you closer to your dreams. 1. Setting clear goals. The first step in creating a purpose-driven life plan is setting clear, actionable goals. Without goals, it's easy to drift through life without direction. But when you define what you want to achieve, you create a sense of focus and momentum that propels you forward. But why are goals important? Goals act as a bridge between your purpose and your daily actions. They transform abstract ideas, like "I want to make a difference," into concrete steps you can take today. As Tony Robbins once said, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Without clear goals, your purpose remains an idea rather than a reality. Think about it. If your purpose is to inspire others through art, your goals might include learning a new skill, completing a project, or sharing your work with the world. These goals give you something tangible to work toward, breaking down the overwhelming concept of purpose into manageable pieces. How to set effective goals. Not all goals are created equal. To ensure your goals are meaningful and achievable, follow the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's break this down. Specific. Your goals should be clear and well-defined. Instead of saying, "I want to help people," ask yourself, "Who do I want to help? How will I help them?" For example, "I want to mentor young women in my community by hosting monthly workshops." Measurable. Make sure your goals can be tracked and evaluated. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to write more," set a goal like, "I will write 500 words every day for the next month." Achievable. While it's important to dream big, your goals should also be realistic. Start with small, attainable steps that build confidence and momentum. For example, if your ultimate goal is to run a marathon, start by committing to a 5K race first. Irrelevant. Your goals should align with your purpose and values. Ask yourself, does this goal truly matter to me? Will it bring me closer to the life I want to live? A time-bound. Set deadlines to create a sense of urgency and accountability. For example, instead of saying, "I want to start a business," say, "I will launch my online store within 6 months." A real-life example, Oprah Winfrey's vision board. To illustrate the power of setting clear goals, let's look at Oprah Winfrey's use of vision board. Early in her career, Oprah began creating vision boards filled with images, quotes, and affirmations that represented her dreams. She visualized everything from owning her own television network to becoming a global philanthropist. Over time, these goals became her reality, not because they were magical, but because she took consistent action to bring them to life. Oprah's story reminds us that goals are not just wishes, they're commitments. By writing down your goals and revisiting them regularly, you keep your purpose alive and actionable. The strategies to set and achieve your goals. Here are some practical strategies to help you set and achieve your goals effectively. Break big goals into smaller steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, so divide them into smaller, bite-sized tasks. For example, if your goal is to write a book, start by outlining chapters or writing 1 page a day. Write them down. Studies show that people who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. Keep your goals visible, whether on a vision board, in a journal, or as a screensaver on your phone. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate every milestone along the way. This builds motivation and reinforces positive habit. For example, if you complete a week of consistent effort toward your goal, treat yourself to something you enjoy. Stay flexible. Life is unpredictable, and your goals may need to evolve over time. Be open to adjusting your plans while staying true to your purpose. Key insight. Setting clear goals is about more than achieving outcomes. It's about creating a sense of direction and meaning in your life. As Zig Ziglar once said, "A goal properly set is halfway reached." Take the time to define your goals thoughtfully, and you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What's one goal that aligns with your purpose? Write it down using the SMART framework. For example, if your purpose is to promote environmental sustainability, your goal might be, "I will organize a community cleanup event within the next 3 months, involving at least 50 participants." Remember, clarity leads to action, and action leads to results. 2. Building habits that support your purpose. The second step in creating a purpose-driven life plan is building habits that align with your goals and values. Goals give you direction, but habits are what turn that direction into consistent action. As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, famously said, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." In other words, success isn't just about what you aim for, it's about the daily practices that get you there. Why are habits important? Habits are the small, repeated actions that compound over time to create significant change. They're like the foundation of a house, invisible but essential. Without strong habits, even the clearest goals can feel out of reach. For example, if your purpose is to inspire others through writing, your habit might be to write every morning for 30 minutes. Over time, this small habit can lead to a completed book or blog that touches lives. Moreover, habits reduce the need for willpower. When an action becomes automatic, it no longer feels like a chore, it becomes part of who you are. This is why people who succeed in achieving their purpose often credit their habits as the key to their progress. How to build purpose-aligned habits. Building habits that support your purpose requires intention and consistency. Here's how to do it effectively. Start small and be consistent. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to overhaul their lives overnight. Instead, focus on tiny changes that are easy to maintain. For example, if your purpose involves improving your health, start by drinking 1 extra glass of water each day or taking a 10-minute walk. Small wins build momentum and prevent burnout. Anchor new habits to existing ones. To make new habits stick, attach them to routines you already follow. For instance, if you want to practice gratitude, link it to your morning coffee ritual. Every time you sit down with your cup, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This technique, known as habit stacking, makes it easier to adopt new behaviors. Create a supportive environment. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your habit. Surround yourself with cues that encourage positive actions. For example, if your purpose involves reading more, place books in visible locations around your home. If you want to exercise regularly, lay out your workout clothes the night before. A supportive environment reduces friction and makes good habits easier to sustain. Track your progress. Tracking your habits helps you stay accountable and motivated. Use tools like habit trackers, journals, or apps to monitor your consistency. Seeing your streaks grow can be incredibly rewarding and reinforce your commitment. A real-life example: Benjamin Franklin's daily routine. To understand the power of habits, let's look at the life of Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers. Franklin was a polymath, a writer, inventor, politician, and philosopher, but his success wasn't due to luck or talent alone. He attributed much of his achievement to his daily routine, which he called his Virtues Project. Franklin identified 13 virtues he wanted to cultivate, such as humility, frugality, and industry. Each week, he focused on mastering one virtue, tracking his progress in a journal. Over time, these habits became ingrained in his character, enabling him to live a life of purpose and impact. His story reminds us that greatness is built through small, deliberate actions repeated consistently over time. Strategies to overcome habit challenges. Building habits isn't always easy, especially when life gets busy or motivation wanes. Here are some strategies to help you stay on track. A focus on identity, not outcomes. Instead of thinking, "I want to run a marathon," think, "I am someone who runs regularly." Shifting your mindset from outcome-based to identity-based habits makes the process more meaningful and sustainable. Embrace imperfection. Don't let missed days derail your progress. If you skip a habit, simply pick it up again the next day. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Find accountability. Share your goals and habits with a friend, mentor, or community. Having someone to cheer you on, or gently remind you when you slip, can make a huge difference. Reward yourself. Celebrate milestones to reinforce positive behavior. For example, after sticking to your habit for 30 days, treat yourself to something you enjoy. Rewards create positive associations with your habits. Key insight: habits are the bridge between your purpose and your reality. By focusing on small, consistent actions, you can transform your life in ways that feel effortless and natural. As Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Let this wisdom guide you as you build habits that align with your purpose. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What's one habit that would bring you closer to your purpose? Write it down and commit to practicing it daily for the next 30 days. For example, if your purpose involves helping others, your habit might be, "I will perform one act of kindness every day, no matter how small." Remember, small actions lead to big results over time. 3. Measuring progress. The third and final step in creating a purpose-driven life plan is measuring your progress. Without a way to track your growth, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come or where you're headed. Measuring progress isn't just about numbers. It's about celebrating your wins, learning from setbacks, and staying aligned with your purpose. But why is measuring progress important? Measuring progress provides clarity and motivation. It helps you see the impact of your efforts, no matter how small, and reminds you that every step forward matters. As Peter Drucker, a renowned management consultant, once said, "What gets measured gets managed." By tracking your progress, you take control of your journey and ensure you're moving in the right direction. Moreover, measuring progress helps you identify areas for improvement. For example, if you're working toward a goal of mentoring others but notice you're struggling to connect with people, this insight can guide you to refine your approach. Progress isn't always linear, but it's always valuable. How to measure your progress effectively. Here are some practical ways to measure your progress and stay motivated along the way. Set milestones. Break your larger goals into smaller milestones that you can celebrate along the way. For example, if your goal is to write a book, set milestones like completing the outline, finishing each chapter, and editing the first draft. Each milestone is a win that brings you closer to your ultimate purpose. Use quantifiable metrics. Whenever possible, use numbers or data to track your progress. For instance, if your purpose involves fitness, track metrics like the number of workouts completed, steps taken, or weight lifted. If your purpose involves helping others, count the number of people you've impacted or projects you've completed. Reflect regularly. Schedule regular reflection sessions, weekly, monthly, or quarterly, to assess your progress. Ask yourself, what have I accomplished? What challenges did I face? What can I improve? Journaling your reflections helps you process your experiences and stay focused on your purpose. Seek feedback. Sometimes we're too close to our own progress to see it clearly. Seek feedback from trusted friends, mentors, or colleagues who can offer an outside perspective. Their insights can help you identify blind spots and opportunities for growth. A real-life example: Elon Musk's iterative approach. To illustrate the importance of measuring progress, let's look at Elon Musk's approach to innovation. Musk is known for his ambitious goals, such as colonizing Mars or revolutionizing transportation with Tesla. But what sets him apart is his commitment to iterative progress, the process of testing, learning, and improving over time. For example, when developing SpaceX's rockets, Musk and his team faced countless failures, including multiple rocket explosions. Instead of giving up, they meticulously analyzed each failure, identified the root causes, and made incremental improvements. This relentless focus on measuring and refining their progress eventually led to the successful launch of the Falcon 9 rocket, a breakthrough moment for space exploration. Musk's story teaches us that progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. By measuring your progress and learning from setbacks, you can turn challenges into stepping stones toward success. Strategies to stay motivated while measuring progress. Tracking progress can sometimes feel discouraging, especially if results don't come quickly. Here are some strategies to keep you motivated. Focus on effort, not outcomes. Instead of fixating on end results, celebrate the effort you're putting in. For example, if your goal is to build a business, acknowledge the hours you've spent researching, networking, or creating content, even if sales are slow at first. Visualize your growth. Create visual representations of your progress, such as charts, graphs, or habit trackers. Seeing your growth visually can be incredibly motivating and reinforce your commitment. Revisit your why. When progress feels slow, remind yourself why you started. Reconnecting with your purpose can reignite your passion and help you push through tough times. Be kind to yourself. Progress takes time and setbacks are inevitable. practice self-compassion, and avoid harsh self-criticism. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. Key insight: measuring progress isn't about perfection, it's about awareness and growth. By regularly assessing your journey, you gain valuable insights that help you stay aligned with your purpose. As Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Let this mindset guide you as you measure your progress and embrace the process of becoming. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. How will you measure your progress toward your purpose? Write down one metric or method you'll use to track your growth. For example, if your purpose involves personal development, you might track the number of books you read each month or the new skills you acquire. Remember, progress is the foundation of purpose. 4. Key takeaway. As we wrap up this chapter, let's revisit the key insights we've uncovered about creating a purpose-driven life plan. Setting clear goals. Goals are the foundation of your purpose-driven life. They transform abstract ideas into actionable steps, giving you direction and focus. Remember to use the SMART framework to ensure your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Building habits that support your purpose. Habits are the small, consistent actions that turn your goals into reality. By focusing on tiny changes and staying consistent, you can create lasting transformation. As James Clear reminds us, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Build habits that align with your purpose, and watch them compound over time. Measuring progress. Progress is the fuel that keeps you motivated. By setting milestones, using quantifiable metrics, and reflecting regularly, you can stay aligned with your purpose and celebrate your wins along the way. Remember, progress isn't always linear, but every step forward matters. The actionable reminder. Creating a purpose-driven life plan is about more than achieving outcomes, it's about living intentionally. As you move forward, keep these 3 principles in mind. Set clear goals, build supportive habits, and measure your progress. With these tools, you'll be well equipped to design a life that reflects your values and fulfills your potential. 5. A real-life story of inspiration, the journey of Malala Yousafzai. To close this chapter, I want to share a story that beautifully illustrates how one person turned her purpose into action through clear goals, consistent habits, and measurable progress. This is the story of Malala Yousafzai, a young woman whose unwavering commitment to education has inspired millions worldwide. Setting clear goals. Malala's journey began with a clear goal: to fight for girls' education in a region where it was severely restricted. From a young age, she set her sights on ensuring that every girl, regardless of her circumstances, would have access to learning. This clarity of purpose guided her actions, even in the face of immense danger. Building habits that supported her purpose. Malala's habits were simple yet powerful. She wrote a blog under a pseudonym for the BBC, sharing her experiences as a girl trying to attend school in Pakistan's Swat Valley. She spoke out publicly, despite the risks, advocating for education at every opportunity. These habits, writing, speaking, and raising awareness, became the foundation of her global movement. Measuring progress. Malala didn't wait for perfection or overnight success. Instead, she focused on incremental progress. Each speech, each article, and each conversation brought her closer to her goal. Even after surviving an assassination attempt by the Taliban, she used the setback as motivation to expand her mission. Today, the Malala Fund operates in multiple countries, providing resources and opportunities for girls to learn. Her impact and legacy. Malala's story teaches us that purpose-driven action requires persistence and resilience. By setting clear goals, building supportive habits, and measuring her progress, she transformed her vision into a global movement. At just 17 years old, she became the youngest ever Nobel Peace Prize laureate, a testament to the power of intentionality and action. A key lesson. Malala's journey reminds us that purpose isn't passive, it's active. It requires planning, discipline, and a willingness to adapt. As she once said, one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Let this inspire you to take deliberate steps toward your own purpose. Chapter 5. Sustaining Momentum on Your Purpose Journey. In this chapter, we'll explore how to sustain momentum as you continue your purpose journey. Finding your purpose is just the beginning. Staying committed to it over the long term requires resilience, adaptability, and a mindset of continuous growth. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, but with the right strategies, you can maintain your focus and keep moving forward. We'll cover 3 key areas: the importance of consistency, overcoming setbacks, and cultivating a growth mindset. By the end of this chapter, you'll have actionable tools to help you stay motivated, navigate obstacles, and embrace the journey with confidence. 1. The importance of consistency. The first step in sustaining momentum is understanding the power of consistency. While passion and purpose provide the initial spark, it's consistency that keeps the fire burning. As Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. In other words, lasting success comes from showing up day after day, even when the excitement fades. The why is consistency important? Consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the steady effort that turns dreams into reality. Without consistency, even the most ambitious goals can remain out of reach. For example, if your purpose involves becoming a skilled musician, practicing for 5 minutes every day will yield far better results than sporadic, intense practice sessions. Moreover, consistency builds trust with yourself and others. When you consistently take action toward your purpose, you prove to yourself that you're capable of following through. This self-trust becomes the foundation for greater achievements. How to build consistency. Building consistency isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Here are some strategies to help you stay consistent over time. Start with small, manageable actions. Big goals can feel overwhelming, so break them down into small, daily actions. For example, if your purpose involves writing, commit to writing just 1 paragraph a day. Over time, these small actions add up to significant results. Create a routine. Routines provide structure and make consistency easier. For instance, if your purpose involves fitness, schedule your workouts at the same time each day. A predictable routine reduces decision fatigue and makes it easier to stick to your commitments. Use accountability systems. Accountability can be a powerful motivator. Share your goals with a friend, join a community, or hire a coach to keep you on track. Knowing that someone else is counting on you can boost your commitment. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate every milestone along the way. For example, if you've practiced your new skill for 30 consecutive days, reward yourself with something meaningful. Celebrating small wins reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated. A real-life example, Jerry Seinfeld's calendar method. To illustrate the power of consistency, let's look at comedian Jerry Seinfeld's famous "Don't Break the Chain" method. Early in his career, Seinfeld wanted to improve his joke writing skills. To stay consistent, he used a simple calendar system. Every day he wrote jokes, he marked an X on the calendar. His goal was to create a chain of X's and avoid breaking it. This method worked because it shifted the focus from outcomes to process. Instead of worrying about whether his jokes were good enough, Seinfeld focused on showing up and doing the work every day. Over time, this consistency transformed him into one of the most successful comedians in history. Strategies to stay consistent. Here are some additional tips to help you maintain consistency over the long term. A focus on process, not perfection. Instead of obsessing over results, Focus on the daily actions that move you closer to your purpose. Progress is built through repetition, not perfection. Embrace flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and there will be days when you can't stick to your routine. Be kind to yourself and adjust as needed. What matters most is getting back on track quickly. Visualize long-term impact. When motivation wanes, remind yourself of the bigger picture. How will your consistent efforts impact your life, and the lives of others, in the long run? Key insight. Consistency is the secret ingredient to sustained momentum. By focusing on small, daily actions, you can achieve extraordinary results over time. As Lao Tzu wisely said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let this mindset guide you as you build consistency into your purpose journey. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What's one action you can take daily to support your purpose? Write it down and commit to doing it for the next 30 days. For example, if your purpose involves personal growth, your action might be, I will spend 15 minutes each morning reading a book that inspires me. Remember, small actions lead to big transformations. 2. Overcoming setbacks. The second step in sustaining momentum is learning how to overcome setbacks. No matter how clear your purpose or how consistent your efforts, challenges are inevitable. What sets successful people apart isn't the absence of setbacks, it's their ability to navigate them with resilience and grace. Why do setbacks happen? Setbacks occur for many reasons. Unexpected life events, lack of resources, self-doubt, or external pressures. They can feel discouraging, but they're a natural part of any meaningful journey. As Thomas Edison famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Setbacks aren't failures, they're opportunities to learn and grow. For example, imagine someone who starts a business but faces financial difficulties or struggles to attract customers. These setbacks might feel like roadblocks, but they're actually valuable lessons that can lead to better strategies and stronger resolve. How setbacks impact momentum. Setbacks can derail your progress if you let them. They often trigger negative emotions like frustration, fear, or self-doubt, which can make it harder to stay focused on your purpose. However, setbacks also offer a chance to pause, reflect, and recalibrate. By reframing setbacks as stepping stones rather than obstacles, you can maintain your momentum and continue moving forward. Strategies to overcome setbacks. Here are some practical strategies to help you navigate setbacks effectively. Acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to feel disappointed or frustrated when things don't go as planned. Instead of suppressing these emotions, acknowledge them. Journaling or talking to a trusted friend can help you process your feelings and regain clarity. Reframe the narrative. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this knowledge to improve? For example, if a project doesn't succeed, analyze what went wrong and adjust your approach for next time. Break down the problem. When faced with a setback, break it into smaller, manageable parts. For instance, if your goal is to write a book but you're struggling with writer's block, focus on writing just one sentence or paragraph. Small wins can rebuild your confidence and momentum. Seek support. Don't hesitate to lean on your support network, friends, family, mentors, or communities. Sometimes, a fresh perspective or encouraging words can make all the difference. A real-life example, J.K. Rowling's Resilient. To understand how setbacks can lead to success, let's revisit the story of J.K. Rowling. Before becoming one of the most celebrated authors in history, Rowling faced numerous rejections. 12 publishers turned down her manuscript for Harry Potter, and even after it was accepted, she was told to get a day job because children's books rarely made money. But Rowling didn't let these setbacks define her. Instead, she used them as motivation to persevere. She stayed true to her vision and continued refining her craft. Today, the Harry Potter series has sold over 500 million copies worldwide and inspired countless adaptations, theme parks, and fan communities. Rowling's story reminds us that setbacks are temporary, but perseverance is permanent. By embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, you can transform setbacks into stepping stones toward success. Strategies to build resilience. Building resilience is key to overcoming setbacks. Here are some additional tips to help you stay strong in the face of adversity. Focus on what you can control. While you can't control everything, you can control your response. Focus on actionable steps you can take to move forward, rather than dwelling on things outside your influence. Practice gratitude. Even in difficult times, there's always something to be grateful for. Practicing gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, helping you stay positive and motivated. Visualize success. When setbacks feel overwhelming, visualize yourself achieving your goals. Imagine how it will feel to overcome this challenge and continue your journey. Visualization can help reignite your motivation and remind you why you started. Take breaks when needed. Sometimes, the best way to overcome a setback is to step back and recharge. Taking a short break can give you the mental clarity and energy needed to tackle the problem with renewed focus. Key insight. Setbacks are not the end of the road, they're detours that teach you valuable lessons. By embracing challenges with resilience and a growth mindset, you can turn obstacles into opportunities. As Nelson Mandela once said, "Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." Let this wisdom guide you as you navigate setbacks on your purpose journey. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What's one setback you've faced recently, and what did you learn from it? Write down the lesson and one action you'll take to apply it moving forward. For example, if you struggled with time management, your action might be, "I will dedicate 30 minutes each evening to planning my next day." Remember, every setback is a setup for a comeback. 3. Cultivating a growth mindset. The third and final step in sustaining momentum is cultivating a growth mindset, a powerful way of thinking that helps you embrace challenges, learn from failures, and stay motivated over the long term. As psychologist Carol Dweck, who pioneered the concept, explains, in a growth mindset, people believe that their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Brains and talent are just the starting point. This mindset is essential for staying resilient and adaptable on your purpose journey. What is a growth mindset? A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. It's the opposite of a fixed mindset, which assumes that your talents and skills are static, that you're either born with them or you're not. People with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to grow, while those with a fixed mindset often avoid challenges for fear of failure. For example, someone with a fixed mindset might say, "I'm just not good at public speaking," and avoid opportunities to improve. In contrast, someone with a growth mindset would say, "Public speaking is a skill I can develop with practice," and seek out ways to get better. Why is a growth mindset important? A growth mindset is crucial for sustaining momentum because it shifts your focus from outcomes to effort. Instead of being discouraged by setbacks, you view them as part of the learning process. This perspective helps you stay committed to your purpose, even when progress feels slow or difficult. Moreover, a growth mindset fosters curiosity and openness to new experiences. It encourages you to experiment, take risks, and embrace feedback, all of which are essential for personal and professional growth. How to cultivate a growth mindset. Here are some practical strategies to help you develop a growth mindset and apply it to your purpose journey. Embrace challenges. Instead of avoiding difficult tasks, lean into them. Remind yourself that challenges are opportunities to stretch your abilities and discover new strength. For example, If your purpose involves leadership but you feel uncomfortable speaking up, volunteer to lead a small project or team meeting. View effort as a path to mastery. Effort is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Celebrate the process of learning and growing, rather than fixating on immediate result. For instance, if you're learning a new skill, focus on how much you've improved since you started, rather than comparing yourself to experts. Learn from criticism. Feedback is a gift, not a threat. Instead of taking criticism personally, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this feedback to improve? For example, if someone critiques your work, thank them for their input and identify one actionable step you can take to address their concerns. Or find inspiration in others' success. Instead of feeling threatened by others' achievements, let them inspire you. Study their journeys, learn from their strategies, and apply what resonates with you. For instance, if you admire someone who has achieved a goal similar to yours, research how they overcame obstacles and adapted along the way. A real-life example: Michael Jordan's growth mindset. To illustrate the power of a growth mindset, let's look at the story of Michael Jordan, widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But what many people don't know is that Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team during his sophomore year. Instead of giving up, he used the rejection as motivation to work harder. Jordan spent countless hours practicing his skills, focusing on areas where he needed improvement. He once said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." His growth mindset allowed him to turn setbacks into fuel for success, ultimately leading to 6 NBA championships and a legacy that continues to inspire millions. Strategies to strengthen your growth mindset. Here are some additional tips to help you cultivate and sustain a growth mindset. Reframe failure as feedback. When things don't go as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this knowledge to improve? For example, if a business idea doesn't work, analyze what went wrong and adjust your approach for next time. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Focus on how far you've come, rather than how far you have to go. Celebrating small wins reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated. Surround yourself with growth-oriented people. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your mindset. Surround yourself with people who encourage learning, experimentation, and resilience. Their attitudes and habits will rub off on you. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Self-compassion reduces fear of failure and creates a safe space for growth. Remember, everyone makes mistakes. It's how you respond that matters. Key insight: a growth mindset is the foundation of sustained momentum. By embracing challenges, learning from setbacks, and staying open to growth, you can navigate any obstacle on your purpose journey. As Carol Dweck reminds us, becoming is better than being. Let this mindset guide you as you continue to evolve and thrive. Actionable step. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect on this. What's one area where you can adopt a growth mindset? Write it down and commit to reframing your approach. For example, if you struggle with self-doubt, remind yourself daily, I am capable of growth and improvement through effort and persistence. Remember, mindset is the key to unlocking your potential. 4. Key takeaway. As we wrap up this chapter, let's revisit the key insights we've uncovered about sustaining momentum on your purpose journey. The importance of consistency. Consistency is the foundation of progress. By focusing on small, daily actions, you can achieve extraordinary results over time. Remember, momentum is built through repetition, not perfection. Overcoming setbacks. Setbacks are inevitable, but they're also opportunities for growth. By reframing challenges as feedback and staying resilient, you can navigate obstacles with confidence and grace. Cultivating a growth mindset. A growth mindset empowers you to embrace challenges, learn from failures, and stay open to new possibilities. It's the key to staying motivated and adaptable on your journey. The actionable reminder: sustaining momentum isn't about avoiding difficulties, it's about navigating them with intention and resilience. As you move forward, keep these principles in mind. Stay consistent, embrace setbacks, and cultivate a growth mindset. With these tools, you'll be well equipped to sustain momentum and continue thriving on your purpose journey. 5. A real-life story of inspiration: the journey of Nick Vujicic. To close this chapter, I want to share a story that beautifully illustrates how one person sustained momentum despite immense challenges. This is the story of Nick Vujicic, a man who turned his purpose into action through consistency, resilience, and an unwavering growth mindset. Facing adversity with consistency. Nick Vujicic was born without arms and legs, a condition known as tetraamelia syndrome. Growing up, he faced countless physical and emotional challenges. Simple tasks like eating, writing, or moving around required immense effort and creativity. Yet, instead of letting his circumstances define him, Nick committed to showing up every day with determination and purpose. From a young age, Nick set a goal to inspire others by sharing his story. He practiced public speaking tirelessly, even when it felt uncomfortable or daunting. His consistency paid off. Today, he's a globally recognized motivational speaker who has touched millions of lives. Overcoming setbacks with resilience. Nick's journey wasn't without setbacks. Early in his career, he faced rejection after rejection. Many people doubted his ability to succeed as a speaker, and there were moments when he questioned his own worth. But instead of giving up, Nick used these setbacks as fuel for growth. He reminded himself of his purpose, to inspire others, and kept pushing forward. For example, when he struggled to connect with audiences, he sought feedback and adjusted his approach. Over time, he developed a unique style that resonated deeply with people around the world. Cultivating a growth mindset. Nick's success is rooted in his growth mindset. He believes that no challenge is insurmountable if you're willing to learn and adapt. In his own words, "If I fail, I try again and again and again." If you fall, are you going to stay down? Or will you get up and try again? This mindset has allowed him to turn adversity into opportunity and inspire countless others to do the same. Impact and legacy. Today, Nick Vujicic travels the world, speaking to audiences about hope, resilience, and the power of purpose. His non-profit organization, Life Without Limbs, provides resources and support to people facing physical and emotional challenges. Through his consistent efforts, resilience, and growth mindset, Nick has created a legacy that transcends his personal circumstances. A key lesson. Nick's story reminds us that purpose is not limited by external conditions. It's fueled by internal determination. By staying consistent, embracing setbacks, and cultivating a growth mindset, you can overcome any obstacle and sustain momentum on your journey. As Nick often says, you don't need arms and legs to change the world, you just need a heart that loves and a mind that believes. Let this inspire you to keep moving forward. Congratulations, you've reached the end of this audiobook. But let me remind you of something important. This isn't the end of your journey. In fact, it's just the beginning. The tools, insights, and strategies we've explored together are here to guide you as you step fully into a purpose-driven life. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key lessons we've uncovered throughout this journey. Chapter 1. Introduction to Finding Your Life Purpose. We began by understanding that purpose is not something you find, it's something you create. It's about aligning your passions, talents, and values to make a meaningful impact. Chapter 2. Identifying Your Passions and Talent. We explored how to uncover what makes you come alive and what you're naturally good at. These are the building blocks of your purpose, the fuel and tools that drive your journey. Chapter 3. Overcoming obstacles to finding your purpose. We tackled the fears, doubts, and external pressures that can hold you back. By reframing failure, embracing clarity, and staying true to yourself, you learned how to navigate challenges with resilience. Chapter 4. Creating a Purpose-Driven Life Plan. We turned your purpose into action by setting clear goals, building supportive habits, and measuring your progress. A roadmap ensures that your dreams become reality. Chapter 5. Sustaining Momentum on Your Purpose Journey. We focused on consistency, overcoming setbacks, and cultivating a growth mindset. Momentum is built through small, daily actions that compound over time. Each chapter has equipped you with practical tools to help you live authentically, contribute meaningfully, and embrace your unique role in the world. As you move forward, remember this: your purpose is not a destination, it's a journey. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you envision. Here are 3 final reminders to carry with you. 1. Be patient with yourself. Finding and living your purpose is a lifelong process. There will be ups and downs, moments of clarity and confusion. Trust the process, and know that every experience contributes to your growth. 2. Stay true to your values. Your values are your compass. When you align your actions with what matters most to you, you create a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. 3. Celebrate your uniqueness. No one else in the world has your exact combination of passions, talents, and experiences. Your unique contribution is your gift to the world. Embrace it fully. And most importantly, don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Begin where you are, with what you have. As Lao Tzu wisely said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today. Remember, you don't have to have everything figured out to begin. Action creates clarity. So, take that first step, and then another and another. Over time, these steps will lead you to a life filled with purpose, joy, and impact. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm honored to have been a part of your exploration into purpose and meaning. My hope is that this audiobook has inspired you to dream bigger, act bolder, and live more authentically. As you continue forward, never forget this truth. You are capable of extraordinary things. Your life has meaning, and your contributions matter. The world needs your light, so shine brightly, unapologetically, and with love.